A Saskatoon pastor has penned an open letter to the Premier and other ministries calling for the shelter near his church to be shut down. The Saskatoon Tribal Council that operates the shelter is snapping back, calling on the pastor to be part of the solution instead of pointing fingers. CTV's Laura Woodward has the story.
Because I'm calling this out as racism, and I'm tired of the bull.
Strong words from Saskatoon Tribal Chief Mark Arcand. He's calling a letter written by a local pastor racist and unproductive.
I'm really disappointed and frustrated with this pastor.
Fairmont Baptist Church pastor Robert Pierce wrote this letter to Premier Scott Moe, calling for the Tribal Council's shelter to be shut down by April.
We're watching crime increase. We're watching the homeless not really getting the help they need. We're watching millions of dollars being spent on it. And it was just time to lay all the cards on the table. Our church has spent over $4,000 alone just dealing with vandalism and damage to our property.
Arcand says he can't control what people do when they leave the shelter. He's calling the letter an attack that fails to mention the positive work the shelter is doing for the city's most vulnerable. And instead of pointing fingers, Arcand says the pastor should be part of the solution.
How is he helping? How is the organization helping? And the answer is they're not. This is a pastor. He's got to learn to open up his heart and his house, which is the church, and help homeless people that are addicted.
The pastor says he reached out to the STC when the shelter first opened.
You know, we want to donate clothing. We want to provide maybe a meal once a week. We wanted to help any way we could because we really wanted this to be something new, something great, something that could be replicated in other areas so more homeless people could be helped. That was our heart's desire. And it's very clear they wanted nothing to do with us because they didn't even reply.
In the letter, the pastor suggests shelters should only be allowed to house a maximum of 30 people and should never be allowed in residential areas. The province says it is working towards a model of smaller shelters to avoid concentration in one area, and that shelter zoning is a municipal responsibility. The SDC says it's not changing anything about its shelter as a result of this letter. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.